Welcome to part 11 of the Deep Space Nine space station build-up. Continuing the work at the moment on the upper section of the docking ring and the upper pylons. As you can most probably remember from the last video, I did say that I was going to work on these whilst they were unattached from the docking ring. I believed that it was going to make it easier to handle them and also to get them painted, and I was right. These have been a lot easier to actually handle as they are, which has made it a lot easier and a bit quicker as well actually to start painting the panel lines on them. So we'll just have a quick look at some of the details on these. As you can see there, we've got some of the panel lines going up on the top and all the way down the bottom section of the ship, and then all the way down the sides there. And then if we turn it over to the other side, you can see some more detail coming through there. Now again, with this, I've tried to keep it as random as possible with these. So if we just take a quick look at this one, you'll notice that this one is slightly different in comparison to the last one. So that's starting to look pretty good. And this one's also starting to, this one's also looking slightly different in the fact that we've got some different sort of shapes on there and different sizes and locations, etc. of the patch panels. And then again on the bottom as well, we've got some different locations as well. So that's actually starting to look really good now. So they're finished. I just now need to turn my attention to the docking ring and get that worked on. Once that's worked on, I've decided that before I put the pylons on, I'm going to get the as many of the windows as I can drilled out on that before I start putting in all the wiring for these. It's just going to be, I believe, a little bit easier. Again, you know, bit more elbow room, etc. to move around in. So I'll get those bits done, and then as soon as they're done, I'll come back to you with another update. Richard back with you for another update. I've now managed to get all the panel lines done to the upper section of the docking ring, both on the outside and also on the inside. So if we just take a quick look at some of these are quite big actually, and some of them quite small, but I've purposely done it that way just so we can get a little bit of variation. Oh, sorry, too far. People always tell me I take it too far. So if we look at these ones here, you can see that we've got two different shades sitting right next to each other. So this one here is the buff with the white that's put into it, and then this one here is the actual primary colour of the station before the grey wash goes down. So if we just continue taking a quick look around, and then hopefully just there you'll see that that's the buff all on its own. So we've done quite a bit of work to it, and it's starting to look pretty good now with all the different colours on there and the different patterns. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but these yellows here for the sensor bands, on camera they're actually coming through as being quite vibrant and quite bright, but in person they're not that bright at all. And I think, as I say, that's because of the grey wash that's been put over them. It has toned it down, but for some reason on camera it's lightening them back up again. And then if we look on the inside of the station, I just need to get my camera angles right here. You can see that we've got some work sort of done in here. We've got the darker colour, primary colour, and then again the lighter buff. And again, on the inside of that, it's just been a case of just going around and just basically trying to do random patterns really across the model. And I think that's we have achieved that. I mean, as you can see there, we've got a couple of sort of diagonal stripes in there as well. So that itself isn't looking too bad. It's starting to look pretty good. So excuse me. And it was easier to paint this without the pylons being on. So I would recommend that to anybody. Get this all sorted out first. Get the paint on and the panel lines on before we get the pylons on, because they do, once they're in place, they do restrict your movement really as to where you can put panel lines. So knowing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the windows in this first, because I got to be honest, I did actually forget about those on the bottom section, and it was only when I was working on this I suddenly realised, oh my god, I got the windows. So before I even put the pylons on, I'm going to get the windows in place on the inside. Sorry, on the outside. On the inside of the ring, I'm not going to be able to do that because I will need both sections together to be able to get the windows in. But I will be able to do that on the outside here, and I'm also going to do the windows on the lower docking section as well. So as soon as I've made some progress on those, I will come back to you. Richard back with you for another quick update. I've got the windows scribed in now around the inside of the lower docking ring. They're starting to look good. They're all the way around now. The only ones that I need to do are the ones that come up the sides here. There aren't any around here because we got the thrusters. But it's starting to look pretty good now. I'll just shine the torch on it, and then hopefully you should be able to see the kind of effect that we've got there. As I say, this is just me shining the torch in there. But they're not looking too bad. Now, they were quite easy to do. I am using the Power Graphics window templates for these. And I'm actually using a blunt drill bit to do them as well. And the reason why I chose to do this with a blunt drill bit was because all I really need to do is scratch off the paint rather than drill holes. And I've found that a blunt drill bit will actually do those a lot better. So it's not looking too bad on those windows now. The pylons did kind of get in the way a little bit. It just makes it a little bit more tricky to maneuver around, especially when you're right up on the inside of these pylons around this edge here trying to drill the windows in. So on the upper section, I'm going to get these windows drilled in before I start attaching the pylons as well. So I'm going to crack on, get those windows done on the upper section, and as soon as I've got those done, I will come back to you. Back with you for a quick update. So I've now finished the windows on the upper section of the docking ring on the outside. I just need to get the ones on the inside done, but I won't be able to do those until the bottom section is actually on there as well. So I need to leave those until last. But it definitely was easier getting these windows in without the pylons being in the way. It just gives you a little bit more wiggle room, really, to be quite honest, especially around these areas here. You know, it just gives you a little bit more room. So that's fantastic. What I'll do, I'll just give you a quick show of what the windows are looking like. Let's just pick one and go with it. There you go. So that's what they're looking like. And if we just swap over to these ones, you can see those coming in. So they're looking quite good now. One of the other things that I have done to this is, if I flip it over, as you can see, where I painted everything black, I've now gone back over it in white. I didn't put too much white paint on there, but just enough just to cover the black. I mean, you can still see there's a little bit of black coming through in some places, but it weren't a case of that I needed to cover it completely. But I thought, well, I'd rather have a little bit of white over those, because the black will absorb the light more than the white. So with that, hopefully that's just going to help reflect the light around a little bit as well, especially in the areas around here where we haven't got any bulbs. That should help to throw the light that way. So I now just need to get on and get all of the little SMDs in place, and get some wires in, and also the little SMDs for the floodlights on the pylons, and then that'll be finished. So I'm going to crack on and get those done, and I'll come back to you as soon as that's done. Back with you for a quick update. I've got all the lights installed now on the upper section of the docking ring and the pylons. I've only got 2 of them lit up at the moment because they are working on batteries. It's not connected to the mains, and it won't be until such time that the upper section has been married to the lower section. So I've only lit 2 pylons up at the moment for you, but you can see there at the one at the back, we've got the lights again at the base of the pylons, which is great. They're looking good. And then if we just pan the camera down to the bottom of the pylon, or what should be the top of the pylon really, I guess, you'll be able to see we've got the lights installed there for the observation ports. And then if we just zoom out a second, you'll be able to see the windows there on this one that's actually lit up. And then if we go up, you can see there we've got the 2 sources of light in for the floodlights on the pylons. They just need to be light blocked on the outside, and then just gone over with the main colour of the ship. But it's not looking too bad now. I'm pretty pleased with the progress on this. All I need to do now really is concentrate on getting the separate parts together now. So I just got the lower half of the docking ring and the upper half of the docking ring, and also the promenade section. So that's going to make an appearance again, hopefully in the next video. I just need to do a little bit of work around the seams in here as well, just to tidy those up a bit. But I think I'm going to do those actually when the whole thing's together. I think it's going to be easier to do it that way, to be fair. These parts are quite fragile still at the moment until such time that they're all together. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to concentrate on putting the model together now, the three sections together. So I will come back to you in the next video with the progress on that. So until then, thanks for watching, and please do take care.